And we will call the meeting for February 12th, 2024 to order. All present.
Cheryl's present.
Ryan present. Ryan Hill present. We want to approve the agenda.
I motion we approve the agenda for the meeting of the Township Board of Portage Trustee, St. Joe County for February 12th, 2004.
2024.
Oh, 2024, sorry.
Have a second. Approval of the minutes. Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
Yeah, I approve the minutes.
Unanimous, Ryan, on approval.
Sorry, let me.
Do we have anybody in public?
No, nobody is on. But, Mr. People would like to address the board.
Yeah, definitely okay.
So new business?
So this is our,
Give me just a moment here, my
oh, sure.
minutes weren't prepped here.
Oh, yeah, you skipped over the minutes. Minutes approval from previous meetings.
No, I called it.
He did.
Well,
Oh, I thought you approved the agenda.
right, you approved the agenda, which I was gonna ask, is that a thing that we're doing now? Because we didn't used to do.
Yep.
We have to legally.
Yeah, you approved the agenda here, yeah. So,
And then, so we did unanimous on the minutes, right?
no, that was, the approval of the agenda was a unanimous vote.
Okay,
So
well,
now
then I have to do the minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
Any corrections or anything?
I move that we approve the minutes
Second.
for January 16th, 2024, Portage Township of St. Joseph County, Indiana. You're second, right?
Second. Yep. All in favor?
Cheryl's in favor.
Aye. There's nobody from the public. Mr. Michael doesn't want to speak.
All right, so you have the annual report. Sorry if I gave that to you out of order. Thank you, Lana. A lot of hard work she put into this. This is required for us to file every year. It gets uploaded to the State Board of Accounts Gateway. It basically details all of our receipts and all of our expenditures and every vendor that received payment from the township. All townships do this at this time of year. It is due by next week. So the goal of today's meeting is obviously to get this done ahead of time, which we have done. In the past, this little thing here would get published in the paper, but they don't do that anymore. Now it just gets published online.
Okay.
But it does require board approval, and when the board is ready for action, there is a specific form for the board to sign that one. Obviously, we will take any questions you have about this.
I didn't really have any questions. And I just found it interesting with Cedar Glen.
I was gonna ask about any particular, if there are any other like major problem properties that you're seeing with these, that you're just getting that kind of issues for people.
Not pertaining to the annual report, but you know, I have a Cedar Glen update, and we can talk about it during that section, maybe,
Okay.
unless it's a numbers question.
It's more of a numbers question. Are there other properties that you're seeing are kind of having a lot of issues with
Yes.
tenants and tenants having issues with the owners?
Yes. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we
So
do.
do we talk about that today or do we have to wait?
No, we can talk about it today, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll, why don't we do it under the trustees report? We can just have an open discussion about it. That's all right with you guys.
So, I motion that we accept the annual financial report for 2023 that will go to the Indiana State Board of Accounts. Do I have it all right?
Glad to me.
All in favor?
Cheryl, yes.
Muhammad say yes.
Ryan, yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, sorry, it's a kind of another sort of bowling one here for you is, as you guys know, we were awarded a Health First grant.
Mhm.
We haven't received the money yet because it is being appropriated and getting final approval, hopefully by the council and commissioners this month.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay.
And they're very confident that it won't be a problem. They're confident that it won't be a problem. We've already presented to the County Board of Health, which, you know, Mr. Shabbat was there, you know, appreciated the support there. Everything is expected to go smoothly. And this is the step that will allow us to then spend the money because we're a government agency. Other nonprofits don't have to do this, but we would need to then appropriate this. A specific fund will be created with this money, and the money that we spend for this will only come out of this fund. This is not money we receive up front, actually. So it'll be kind of an interesting way that we'll have to account for it. We actually invoice the county as we make expenses. And they reimburse us. It's a reimbursable grant.
Okay.
But it'll still have its own fund.
Right.
So you will see every month it on the financial reports that you see, the budget report.
Is this something that we were getting before, or was Sean not requesting it?
What's that?
The grant?
The County Health First grant? No, that's brand new by the state of Indiana.
So it's not a one that.
As you recall, there was sort of a lot of kerfuffle on whether counties were opting in or opting out. I don't know if you remember that debate last year. This is a new grant that was made possible by the state of Indiana last year.
And so 65,000 is what?
65,000 is what we have been awarded. And there's a budget, there are budget items that it is attached to, and we'll have to work through that. We can amend that with the county and that kind of stuff, but. Yeah, there are other grants we're applying for as well, federal grants and other things, so we're definitely moving in that direction.
Right. Now, is this where we have that grant writer who?
That's different. She's pursuing federal grants for us
Okay,
and other
okay.
state grants. Yeah. There's only one right now that we're just starting to work through applying with her, and it's for the future fire department.
Okay.
Those are very common with the federal government. The federal ones are big. I'd like to start looking at what state grants are available, but they're starting with federal, so we're kind of like test casing this grant writer for us. That's a different one. This one I did myself.
Okay.
So I saw that specifically allocated. How, like, is it generally into those funds, or is it something that has to be used for certain specific purposes?
Specific purpose, only this program for which we applied for it.
Which is,
Oh, right.
You guys got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it in your emails.
Yeah, it's the one-
Nutrition on a budget.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, nutrition.
Yep, so there'll be cooking classes. We're gonna go around. We're gonna hire somebody to administrate it, well, contract.
Right.
County Health Department's helping us with that. They're very hands-on with it. We have like bi-weekly meetings with them. Robin Vita's only job is to be the liaison for the people who got this grant all throughout the community. So she is kind of like helping us every step of the way to bring on a contractor that will administrate this. They're gonna do the content creation for us, all that kind of stuff.
And because this, go ahead.
Should that be noted on here that this is going into that program?
Well, that's
The
just what this
resolution.
does. Steve Dalton created the, Steve Dalton created the resolution. So it would be the fund name, Health First Grant.
Right.
So it's a new fund. It's just a new fund on paper. It still goes into the same bank account. I mean, it really, we don't get the money, but they can reimburse us. They're gonna reimburse our bank account, but we create a separate fund to account for it.
Right.
So that
To
we
track it.
know- To track it, that's right. Yep, to track it.
And this is the one that we might be able to get either crock pots or air fryers for people.
Yeah, well, and we're hoping that it'll actually expand into something larger. So basically, the goal of the county is if this goes well with the various organizations that got it, there'll be more money available for it for next year under the same purposes. So expanding it
Mhm.
into other things would be a part of that. But yes, as part of the cooking classes, that's what they'll,
The reason I say that is most of the people, okay, how can I say
they're
this?
busy.
Yeah, but no, I'm trying to think, this is really aimed at lower income people.
Correct.
Okay, and it's been my experience that lower income people don't think they need to come to these things because they know how to cook. When I did this at the library, okay, it was with Purdue Extension. It was mostly middle-class ladies
Interesting.
who came. And even though I walked around the housing projects and blanketed, now some of them couldn't come, right? But I think if we gave an incentive, that's what I was saying, be it a crock pot, air fryer better, and one that, you know, is like an 8-quart one. And if you attend all sessions or so many sessions, you get one.
That's a good idea. And yeah, I'll definitely, I agree, it's important. The classes are only one part of it. It's also going to be an educational campaign geared towards young adults and parents. So like videos, printed materials, like
Yeah.
advertising, like
Right.
on YouTube, it's going to come up and say, here's how, you know, it's basically, how I described it to somebody today was, instead of going for a candy bar, grab an apple, you
Yeah.
know, like that. So geared specifically towards, you know, kids, and then also geared towards adults, separate sort of strategies.
Because I mean, I think it's a great idea. And like I said, when I would have Purdue Extension to come in with healthy food programming, it was always middle-class
That's
women
interesting.
or men who were retired who came. And I blanketed, you know, took my page with me to pass out flyers at the housing projects, almost never got anybody.
Wow, okay,
So I really say we need to give an incentive.
okay, okay. I'll definitely,
Talk to 'em.
work that in there, yeah.
Okay.
You ready
What's the name
to vote on this?
First, what was the name of the program again?
So
We're calling it, well, it's a Health First grant.
Right,
We're calling it Nutrition on a Budget.
okay. Now, is this the resolution we need to do for that?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
create the fund
I have all these.
and appropriate so that we can spend the money that. they would.
I move that we adopt resolution number 04-2024.
hold on, I think if it's going toward that, we need to reference the program on here. So.
Okay, I'll go, okay, you want me to do it again and reference Healthy First Grant
Yeah,
proceeds?
I mean.
Okay, I will,
The fund name is on here. Health First grant.
but I'll say
Right,
it.
but the nutrition on a budget is what it's being used for.
That's the name. of
Oh, I got what you're
program.
saying.
Is that what he's saying?
I got
Yeah.
what you're saying. Okay,
So.
I move
Hold
that.
on, Cheryl. Does that make sense, Jason?
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I mean, the name could change. That's the only thing. It's with the county. We would just we'll have to redo the off the table this time.
Okay, is that all right, or does that delay things?
It'll delay things
Possibly.
until we can next vote on it. But I mean, we just can't spend the money until we create the fund.
So what if I say appropriate the Healthy First Grant proceeds, and the grant will be named whatever you said it was gonna be, if I just add that in?
Yeah, I mean, could we just motion to pass with the amendment of referencing the nutrition on a budget program?
Okay, so I'll do
If you want
that.
to sign this, then I could note that, but if for the signed resolution, we'll have to amend it.
Okay.
We'll have to table it.
Do you have it on a computer? You can run out there and add it? Or
Somewhere.
we wouldn't have to do an amendment?
Where would you want it on here?
Okay.
So I would circulate it around. I don't know where you guys want it.
Okay, what about resolution? Okay, everything you got, resolution of the Township Board of Portage Township, St. Joseph County, Indiana,
Let me see if he sent me a PDF.
appropriates the Healthy First Grant proceeds to for, the program will be named, and then whatever the program.
Well, it's necessary to appropriate money for the Health First grant for the nutrition on a budget program in the annual budget for 2024.
Where are you looking? You want it in the first line, whereas it has been determined
Yeah,
for the Health First grant you wanted to say for the nutrition on a budget?
program or something.
For
And
nutrition,
if you change
With
the
the-
name,
with-
we can adjust.
money coming from the Health First Grant. I think we need to say, if we're gonna do that, that the money for something on a budget is coming from the Health First Grant.
That's what it says. We're appropriating money for the Health First grant for the Nutrition First program, or
You treasure.
I cannot remember that and I don't know why.
No, me either. They put no there.
Oh, my God.
You created out a budget, in the annual budget for 2024.
I'll table it if it's gonna, I mean, if-
I don't wanna table it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I just thought it should have that listed in there.
I can change it and we can sign it. I didn't create this. This was created by the
Health
county folks. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I can change it here and print it off. I got
Yeah.
the word. I was able to,
Then we don't have to redo this at a later date and slow it down.
as long as they're okay with it. That's what I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess if they put it together, then that's
Hang on a second.
maybe their,
What's the printer out there?
3511 task.
3511.
You print me a couple, so everyone's a copy, and then I'll just have them sign the one. Thank you.
Well, okay, yeah. I'll print.
Or I'll
do you
copy.
have sheet first aside? Do you have the minutes?
Yes, you guys can sign the minutes while
Oh,
you're
yeah.
having.
okay, actually, I think I have a solution here. We go ahead and do this, and then just later, we have a separate resolution defining what we're using the health first grant for.
And then name it.
Because we'd already had the, initial discussions and everything, but I don't know.
We can sign this. It has to be spent for this. We have no options. That's why, that's probably why they didn't add it in there, did it not?
I didn't print. It's called like task 3511I or something, or Tasca. I saw, okay, wait, where did you leave the minutes? Oh, wait. While you're pulling that up, do you want me to have them sign this? This is certification, Jason, for that they just approved for the 2023 annual report.
That they need to sign.
Right, so while, yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay,
Cheryl, you sign down here under one of these, because Mohammed's gonna sign here and Jason's gonna sign here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Lynn. Thank you. For sure, up there.
I mean, if it's an issue, let's just go ahead and pass it on.
You're pretty-
Yeah,
Well, I'm printing.
while you're doing that, where it says other services and charges, is that where you're you're thinking about,
That is what is in the county, that we can't change.
no, but I meant,
Oh.
what are the services? I'm assuming the services and charges are like,
Personal services would be like salaries.
Okay.
Staff,
okay.
yeah.
What's the difference between the personnel services and the other services?
Personal is for people, yeah, so that's staff.
Okay, and then the other service in charge could be my incentives.
Well.
I'm trying to figure out what they had in mind.
The line items, it's very specific in the county's proposal, so I'll have to ask them to amend it to add that. But I can ask that, we'll have to do a change order with them,
Okay,
yeah.
what did they have, what kind of services did they have in mind? Or, or those are the classes? Is that what they're thinking? Like, other services, are they thinking?
It's in the, let me pull up the proposal. I had emailed it to you guys, let's see.
Because I'm trying to figure, is a personnel service, the person who's gonna oversee this,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Then the people who teach the classes, is it their people or are we gonna hire people to teach the classes?
It would be with partnerships.
Okay, so sometime it could be their people teaching it and sometime it
Well,
could be.
hopefully, it would be, experts, right?
I was trying to figure out, are we gonna have to hire like people to teach any of these classes?
We may have to pay them a stipend, yeah.
Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha, okay.
but that would, I would assume,
Okay.
come out of the
Which
other
one?
services. I don't
Right.
think I-
I can't
Because
get
that
the
would be for somebody
grant
that we
to
would
open up.
hire, like as an employee to facilitate this program, so yeah.
Okay, that makes
Probably
sense. Somebody, I can see 20,000 for somebody to facilitate the program. And then I can see paying, like at the library, we used to pay $50 for like a 1 hour program. And then we're talking about 15 years ago.
Right, but that's kind of along the same
Okay,
lines, yes.
okay. Yeah, is that what they mean by services? It makes sense. And then charges would be maybe like the food that they buying in order to
Whatever,
show
yep,
people
yep.
how to make soup.
Yep.
Okay,
A good spin I could throw out there is maybe like traditional dishes, in the, different areas or whatever, but put a healthy spin on it.
yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
okay, like for instance, I went to a program one time. It was my church program, and we got cookbooks. Okay, healthy soul food cookbooks.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and it told you how to use Canadian bacon or turkey, smoked turkey instead of ham hocks and all that.
Mhm. Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And some of those books are copyright free.
So it would be 20,000 for staff, 10,000 for website, 5,000 for printed materials, 5,000 for video creative, 5,000 for informational sessions, 5,000 for cooking classes, and 15,000 for advertising. Those are their costs.
Okay, thank you. Can you just send that to us?
Yeah, you have it.
Okay.
Yeah, you have.
Because I just know I did this at the library. And I can give you some hints about some things.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, exactly.
Frustrating. Do you know what internet that is on? Is it on PTT Guest?
No, I'm on PTT, yes, I don't think. Can you try to send it to mine? Do you see 3145 out there?
You gotta be on the same
The
internet.
other person didn't get stuck outside, did they?
No, I just heard the doorbell.
Yeah, I don't
but the
think
other
they can.
door's
No,
locked.
that door's unlocked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think her mom was gonna go see.
Because you know what? I will find the cookbooks, like the Mexican cookbook, the African American, and that are copyright free.
See, that's what I was talking about too. It must be great, like.
All right,
spins
Lana,
on-
I'm gonna email it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll go print it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's gonna be.
Too, but I'm not, yeah. We can be co-collaborators with the person, you and me.
I can't cook. I don't cook.
We're just gonna throw out the suggestions.
I'll stand there and hand out the free cookbooks.
Backseat cooking.
Exactly, yeah, that'll be us.
Yes. But I'll find out if the federal government, like I said,
Yeah.
the lady was from the cancer part of the Department of Health and Human Services.
Mhm.
And
Okay. It's done.
she gave out the books and they had someone in the area, like, what do you call it? Like equivalent of a Purdue Extension
Right,
who did the program about cooking healthy and all that.
yeah.
And then they gave us cookbooks.
You said it?
All right, so are we gonna vote on the resolution or?
Yeah,
As amended, you can, and then when Lana gets it printed, we can sign it.
okay. Okay, I don't have any other questions. And now that I know what they consider other services and charges, because that's the biggest part of the grant. And now I know what they mean by that.
So I'll make a motion that we pass the resolution as amended,
I
I'll
second.
and then we'll sign when Lana comes in.
Okay, I vote yes.
I vote yes. Ryan, you on record as yes, right? Where you made the motion.
I did.
Old business.
I'm sorry, so
Facility update.
Cheryl made the motion.
Oh, cool.
Did she make the?
Mom has made the motion.
And I seconded,
Ryan seconded.
and we all
We
voted.
all voted.
Did you already reread it or do I need to?
Nope, it's good. They just need to sign.
Okay, we're ready to sign. You can come to Dismas House and do one of some of your programs.
That would be great. I used to do the Dismas House, was it like they were, potluck? Linda Scopolis, I was invited.
Yes, yeah,
All right.
yeah, Linda, yeah, she was on the board.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay.
Yep, over.
No.
All right, we're good. So.
Yep, you got the budget numbers here through January 31st. Nothing too notable here, although Cheryl, thank you for your recommendations. We did change clerk to clerks. And we made a few other small changes like that. Lana's title was updated in the budget. That was mainly it as far as the wording goes. It was a big month, as you can see. As I kind of mentioned, we had a lot of rent payments come in the first week of January.
I was looking at it,
Yeah.
22 basically percent was appropriated and basically 15% for electricity.
Well, it's 22% of our budget, but yes, we had a, yeah, I mean, we had a big expenditure there, 20,000 for just for the month of January, but a lot of those were December rents that kind of came in, so. But nobody else is doing really rental assistance, or it's very difficult to get the rental assistance that's out there, so we're one of the only games in town.
Yeah, because a little over a third of our appropriation has been spent on, wait a minute, which is it?
No, the last number there is the unexpended balance. So
Okay.
we still have 90% of the funds left.
Okay,
Yeah. I don't know why they put that percent of total expend on there. It's not really that helpful.
and I think we're expecting shelter to run high this year because we're the only game in town.
What we budgeted for, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully it's enough.
There are a few other ones out there, but
Yeah, they're hard to get.
they're hard to get, and there's a lot of milestones to make it, so yeah.
So, yep, happy to answer any questions there otherwise.
I don't have any.
Facilities update, no major update. Construction is not going to start until spring.
On our old building?
Yep, on the other building. We won't even go out to bid here for a couple months, so still just working through the details and the design specs for that. But that's where that's standing.
Do you expect it'll still be on time for moving back if they're starting in the spring?
I don't know, because the other problem that we run into is we have to, there's asbestos remediation that we
Okay.
have to do before they will even put it out to bid. So Lana has been working on getting, it's very difficult to get someone to come in for whatever reason to come in and do that. So that's kind of put a little bit of a chink in things anyway. And then in the end, all they can do is guess on how long it'll take, but it's very possible we may not be done. Always going to be the goal. Let's see here. Fire territory update, it's moving along. So as you know, creating a new fire territory with Warren is going to require 3 nights of meetings where we need a quorum of the entire board at those meetings. You guys got those dates. So those have now been advertised as required. You guys have been through this before. So we all have to go out there. The public has the opportunity to come out and speak out. The budget will be presented of what it looks like, the tax rates. So the finance folks, the legal folks will be there. Pete Agostino is the attorney. And then Nikki Franklin from an outfit out of Indianapolis is the municipal money advisor on it. So those are the next steps that'll be moving forward with that. We'll keep you guys updated as we go along, but if you could reserve those dates in your calendars that I sent.
Again,
Yeah, tell me what those dates are.
I probably have it, but I probably don't have what it is.
I mean, I know that you'll send out emails, whatever, but I won't,
Let me put it in now.
because I have my younger brother is getting married in North Carolina in April. So we have to go out there. But if we meet on our typical meeting days, that's not gonna be a problem.
No, February 27th.
Hold on. Please, let me get there first. Okay, February 27th. Okay,
At 6 p.m. March 5th.
5th,
6 p.m.
okay. Township,
And these are all at the fire station.
township, 6 p.m. fire station.
And then March 28th. There's one at 6 and at 7. 6,
Okay, that's March.
March 28th.
Okay,
6 PM is our final public hearing, and then 7 PM is the adoption meeting, same night.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make sure I eat before I go to that one.
It'll be quick.
Still?
so now, the Warren Township people will be there, right?
Correct. It's you guys and the Warren Township.
Right, so
That's it.
when we get done with that, we're done with center?
Correct. Well, we're.
Well, we
with
gotta
them-
do some financial probably.
We're with them through the end of the year.
Okay, gotcha.
This will begin January 1st, the new fire territory.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, good question.
Although from April, Mohammed is now the secretary there, you can go out and do that.
Do what?
You're resigning?
You can take the spot on the board over there. You haven't done that, I don't think.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna act like it too.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got this now.
All right. So Cedar Glen update. We had a meeting with the Tenants Association last week. It was mainly Cedar Glen residents. The Attorney General's office has been in touch with us kind of since the beginning. Judy Fox actually is the one who precipitated that. This is sort of her baby. She has a relationship with the Attorney General folks. They're very supportive. They both what we're doing and how we're going about it.
Mhm.
So they said kind of continue doing that, and that they basically, we have their support. They like to see local entities take the charge on these kind of things because they're a small department and it's a big state. So we, Alex and I have gone out there. We've done on-site inspections. We spent about half a day out there with residents in their apartments, meeting with them. We met with the property manager, drove up from Indianapolis. And so now the next step is basically going to be, can we avoid any sort of litigation by them agreeing to certain stipulations?
Mhm.
We can confirm that, many residents out there have been without utilities for significant periods of time. The rent includes utilities. That's important to note. So,
Interesting.
Yep, that basically we're moving forward with, we're gonna be sending them a letter, with some requests in it that they're amenable to. And one of those requests is that they'll acknowledge the formation of a tenants association for Cedar Glen, and that they will agree to meet with them and et cetera, because there's a lot of fear with folks. And, rather than one person complaining, if it's a group of people complaining, they can
Right.
be retaliated against. So hopefully the owners of the property will be amenable to our requests, and we won't have to take any further action moving forward.
I'm just curious. It's been heat and water, right?
Heat and hot water, yes.
Okay. I just don't understand why code enforcement wasn't in there.
I can't speak to that.
Okay.
Now, question. If, people that run this, if they be like, we're not amenable to that, we're not doing anything, is there a way to put them under a consent decree?
Well, I don't know about that, but basically we would have to, we will file in civil court, both on behalf of the township and then additionally perhaps on behalf of the residents.
Okay.
Because the township has damages in this directly, as we've been paying rent.
You've been paying rent
Yeah.
for stuff you didn't get.
Correct, that's exactly right, which
No,
actually
he-
constitutes a level maybe 6 felony, I don't know, I
Yeah.
dug it out. So, we certainly have standing both as a township and on behalf of the residents, we think, as well. So that's the avenue we'll be pursuing. Hope it doesn't go that route.
Right. Okay, I have a request, and that request is you meet with code enforcement. Because, several people at church talked to me about this,
Yeah.
and I heard about Carl King.
Oh,
Or
the
something.
apartments, yeah, I've heard from them as well.
Well, I'm gonna say people at church who have people there
Yeah,
told me about it. And I guess my thing is, this is gonna kind of set up the precedence of how this is gonna work,
agreed.
because people are gonna start coming to us.
There you have.
Okay. So I would really want you to talk to code enforcement so that, you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you, Cheryl. You read my mind because it's funny. Alex and I had this conversation, Alana, and it was, we want to do right by these people, but this isn't the only apartment complex with problems.
Right.
So what do we, and we had people all over the city reaching out to us with their issues as well. So the Tenants Association will be an important part of that. South Bend Tenants Association as a nonprofit kind of fell apart during COVID.
Mhm.
So we're gonna work closely with Judy Fox and Rodney and try to get that going.
Mhm.
Maybe the township can help fund, get it going and off the ground.
Right.
Go out to these other apartment complexes and get them to form. But also, we are evaluating the city's RSVP program that they talk about a lot. Because that's what, there were city council members at the Tenants Association meeting, and their big thing is they can't do anything if complaints aren't filed, which
Right.
is true.
Which I understand.
Yeah, which is true. I think that you talk to folks like Judy, the question is, well, what is happening when complaints are filed? Or a bigger question is, if complaints aren't being filed, then why?
Mhm.
That's a question that Alex and I are working on sort of getting into the bottom of as well, because it's great to have a program, but if you're not removing the barriers that exist between the residents and that program, then it's not really worth a whole lot. And so the secondary thing that we're working on is evaluating that program's effectiveness. And so we hope to work with the city on that for sure. And if they're amenable to that, great. But we need to just get going on this. We can't sit around and talk.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
people have no heat.
Correct. So
And,
that's our primary objective. The secondary objective, I'm with you 1,000,000%. So as you guys have ideas on that, we're open to them, but that's where it sits right now. Evaluating the effectiveness of the city's current program and bolstering the South Bend Tenants Association to prevent this from happening.
When
Well,
you say the RSVP program, what is that?
Rental safety verification program.
Ask Tim actually was the one that passed it.
Yeah, they started it in like 2019 and 2020, and the intention was to hold landlords accountable.
But the state weakened it. So the ordinance that we passed in South Bend, the state turned around and passed something that weakens our RSVP program. So that's why it's not as effective as we had planned on it being.
The laws are difficult in Indiana. I mean, they're very, yeah, that.
Well, okay, the reason I'm asking these questions
No, good question.
is I wrote the mayor as well as every city council person, because it disturbed me that the house that burned down with the kids, that house,
Violations.
yeah, they wouldn't, the housing authority did not pass it for Section 8.
But what we see in this office is, what do they do?
But my question was, they took the money. That's what they did. They said,
Well, they'll move the Section 8 residents out.
right, and found them another place.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why the city code enforcement was not notified that this is a dangerous substandard house.
They may, well, I mean, first I would, and I've been with all you guys and I've been cautioning folks. There is no official report saying that was the cause of the fire.
No,
It is conjecture on our part.
but the fact that only 2 outlets were working,
Oh, no, trust me.
that's illegal.
No, we see it all the time, and Cheryl, you've seen a million times. We were helping at the end of last year, she didn't have a place to stay because she was waiting for her Section 8 inspection. It had failed inspection, supposedly repairs were being made, so they were coming out to re-inspect. Unfortunately, what a lot of these landlords will do is
They won't do it.
they will move the Section 8, they'll just say, that's fine, we won't rent to you, and they'll try to find a non-Section 8 person.
Right.
I suspect that's possibly what happened.
No, it is. It said, it said. The only
So
reason.
they don't have to, then.
Yeah, the only reason I'm
Make
asking
repairs.
this, and I said to the city council people, and I got some answers back, there should be an agreement between the housing authority and the city when things don't pass.
Yeah,
And
a lot of problems with the housing authority,
yeah, and so I'm just interested that as we see these problems like at Cedar Glen and all this kind of stuff, I know there's something in code enforcement that says you gotta have heat.
Well, it's a state law. I mean,
Okay.
heat, hot water are specifically called out in the state law.
Okay.
That is required.
So
100%.
I guess what I'm hoping is
What
you
is the
could,
penalty under state law if that's not delivered?
Civil,
that's what we're helping them with is a civil.
that's what we're discussing.
And I think that everybody who talked to me about this, okay, has said they are glad we're doing it.
That's great.
They're, yeah, people at church, people, I'm at the library and they say, aren't you on the board? And I say, yeah. They say, well, I'm glad y'all are doing this. So we're gonna get more of this.
I told Alex, one way or another, and we need to send a message, right?
Yes, yes. I just wanna know what the city is gonna do when this information becomes available.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing now. I'd like to know as well. But like I said, evaluating their own program, we're happy, we're doing that as we go because
Mhm.
I don't know what their interest level is on this. None of them have reached out to us with an
Okay,
offer to work together or
Okay, well.
share info.
I think I need
I'd be
to,
more than happy to.
okay, talk to them.
But like when you do, I don't want, we, you know how it is, like, we're
Yeah.
busy. So if it's just a phone call and then that's it, like, if you want to come help us, we'll take the help,
Right, okay.
So make sure you give them the hard sell.
Okay, I will.
But yes, other questions about that. I'll just kind of keep you guys updated as much as I can.
Thank you.
Well, we had mentioned asking about just other organizations and or other properties in the city having those kind of issues, maybe not to that level, but I'm curious, like looking at the groups of people we're paying on the financial report, are there others that tenants are having massive issues with that they're reporting to you?
No, I mean, I guess the massive issues, no. I mean, we get complaints all day, every day about landlords for sure. And it's not just apartment complexes.
Right.
I mean, you can look at some, I mean, I can name some here, but there are some, I mean, you should see some of the electric bills, monthly electric bills that like, how is it humanly possible that you
Or water.
require that much electric?
Cause there's no, yeah,
Or water.
Yeah, or water
Right.
bills. And they say, well, that's just like
No.
something's going on
Leaks
here.
or something, yeah.
I know a public housing, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Plays by itself. Oh,
So I'm
sorry.
sorry.
And her bill was 400. And then she's been told by the maintenance people in this standalone house and everything that it needs to be rewired. That's why it's $400 a month.
Yeah, unfortunately, landlords have a lot of leeway in this, like
Yes.
you guys mentioned.
Well, this is South Bend Public Housing Authority.
Lobbying groups in the state, unfortunately.
Sure.
Okay,
Would it be something that the township could do to start? I don't know. I'm trying to think of how could diplomatically start noting some of these issues and maybe work with code enforcement or the city to.
Yeah, we'd be happy to, yeah.
okay.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is you put these people on notice.
Yeah, I mean, on the one off South Bend Motel was a good example that I went over there and it was so terrible. We had somebody who had such a horrible experience that we like rallied up the troops and like I made a huge thing about it with the county and the city. They ran out there and they gave them infractions and then where it went after that. But when it happened, especially egregious.
Yeah, well, I know that my city council person, which is Sherry, and I forget the rest of her name, is interested in housing. I will meet with her,
That's great.
okay?
Please do.
I will meet with her to talk about this because it bothers me that it doesn't look like Cedar Glen never should have got people knew about this. And my point is,
Agreed.
if you keep hearing about it, you shouldn't have to wait for someone to complain to you. You got enough complaints when half the people in town, you say Cedar Glen, they say, oh, they don't have any heat.
2 years ago. I mean, this
Right.
is going back years.
So I will talk to Sherry.
That'd be great.
I live in Walnut Grove, so.
Yeah, you're right over there.
I think, honestly, I think at this point that they were just so excited that there was so many fewer like police stops over there that they were just skipping other things, maybe. I don't know. Because they have new ownership as of a couple of years ago, don't they?
Might be more recent. Well, I don't know if they have new ownership.
Okay,
They
here's
have new property management. That's
okay. They were put in receivership probably 10 years ago. It was that bad.
Wow.
And because I met the man who was doing the receivership, and he was telling me about they had to go in there and put all new stuff. And then once he was done with overseeing the receivership, it either went back to the previous owner or a new owner. And that was about, I would say, maybe 10 years ago.
My grandmother lived there when it was called Blackwood.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
And, but I'm just disturbed that nobody, until we did it, was doing anything about it. And it was known, just like Carl King is known about.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, we do appreciate you guys' support on it.
yeah.
Really helps,
So, yeah, I will.
because we just kind of like dove into it. Then I sent you the email going FYI,
Yeah,
because this is ridiculous.
I can't believe no heat in the winter.
It's, I mean,
Well, during that cold snap.
four straight
Yeah,
months, four straight months, no hot water over Christmas. I
Right.
mean, and we, I could go into it. We met with many of these people in their houses. They're very normal folks with kids, and
Yeah.
one, pregnant woman just had a baby anyway. Story after story.
So,
Health First Grant, went over that already. March staff training, we are gonna be closed on 6th, 7th, and 8th for staff training. We're doing an all day.
March,
Yeah, 6, 7, and 8, we'll post it. We are both doing an all-day training conference. And then we are taking the staff down to visit 3 townships that are similar to ours. Wayne Township, one in Howard County, and then Wayne Township, Marion County, one in Howard County, and then one in Hamilton County, to see how they do township assistance. I've been visiting them all. I want the caseworkers to see it. They'll have really great questions. So a
okay,
lot of the efficiencies and stuff that you're seeing Lana implement in the office here is things that we're seeing that how other townships have been doing.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll make sure we get notice out about that, but I wanted to let you guys know. That's it on the trustees report. So any other discussion items?
I don't have any. Should I make a motion that we adjourn the Township Board of Trustees meeting for Portage Township in St. Joe County and for February 12th, 2004.
Second.
Seconded.
Anyway, I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
All right,
All right, so the meeting is over.
meeting is over.
What
Let me see.
what y'all talking about?